It is the About Mansfield Economic Spotlight. We're sponsored by the Mansfield Economic Development Corporation. And what do we do here? We feature people and their companies that have made an impact on Mansfield. And again, we thank our folks over there at MEDC for sponsoring this. This is a 52-week series where we will be interviewing people from throughout the community. And again, business people or business owners, business general managers in this case. And you know, when it comes to something as simple as a box, be it a small box, whether it contains cold medicine or vitamins or something maybe a little larger like a box of donuts, the average consumer focuses on what's inside the box, and they tend to take the box for granted. One person who does not take the box for granted is American Carton Company General Manager Trent Tucker, and he joins us on the About Mansfield Economic Spotlight. First of all, Trent, welcome to About Mansfield.
Well, thank you, Steve. Appreciate that.
You and I are slowly getting to know each other through Rotary, and
Right.
when your name came up, your name was presented to me by MEDC as someone that I need to interview. This actually kind of gives us a better opportunity to get to know each other, and so that when we see each other on those every other Tuesdays, we'll say, oh, he makes boxes.
That's right. You bet.
So, you know, a lot of people drive past your facility, American Carton Company, or let's call it ACC. A lot of people drive past your facility on South Wisteria Street on a daily basis, probably never even giving a thought as to what goes on inside the four walls of American Carton Company. So, if you will, let's give a little synopsis of what ACC is all about.
Okay. Well, just I guess historically, we are a Mansfield business. Anyway, we were started by our founder, Joe Harris, back in 1992. He originally he started his first company, Harris Packaging, in 1976 up in Holtom City. But then in 92, he was realizing, hey, there's a lot of folding cartons that go into my corrugated. Maybe we'll go ahead and start a folding carton company. So he started that business here. And after about 5 years, he bought his partner out, and so it ended up becoming wholly owned by Harris Packaging Corporation. So we're two companies under one ownership. So it's now under second generation. His daughters, Jana and Janice, are now owners and operators of both businesses, both Harris Packaging and also American Carton Company.
So it truly is a family-run business.
Absolutely, yeah. Family's important to us, you bet.
I was looking on the website just a few minutes before we started this interview, and some of the examples of the packaging that you create include NyQuil, Claritin, NASCAR trading cards. Talk about the process of really creating the box, literally from the design process all the way down to its finished product.
That's what is really fun to me, as far as to see what customers can bring us anyway, because we design and then totally manufacture the product. So a customer will bring in a product and just say, hey, I want to actually sell this in a certain way. I want to present it in a certain way. Then we actually have designers on site who will actually design the carton. We'll then send a structure out to the customer. We actually use a CAD program that actually creates the initial design. We have a table that cuts it out to exact precision dimensions. We then send that carton out. They end up approving it. And then from there, we can have graphics applied to it. And then we'll start manufacturing the product. So all told, the process can take anywhere from, like about a week or two to actually get the designs all done.
Right.
And then when we actually manufacture something, we can get it done in probably somewhere around the 3 to 6 weeks time frame right now.
So you're looking at graphic artists. I would assume the box, these are all die cut.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
And then they go into the printing process. Now, I actually, going all the way back to high school, I have a fairly extensive experience in offset printing.
Yep.
But literally one color at a time. You're taking offset printing to the next level. What
Yeah.
your printing presses? They are 8-color presses, 10-color presses.
We have two printing presses anyway. One's a 6-color press and the other's an 8-color press. And our processes here are actually sheet fed, so it's sort of like what you'd experience, Steve. So everything that comes through our plant has to go through what we say are 4 machine centers. You have sheeting, where it actually goes from the rolls of paperboard. Then we finally chop it down to individual sheets. Then we print the images on the sheets. Then we go into like die cutting, like you said, it actually cuts the shape of the box. And then we have finishing, which actually glues the box. And then when we throw those in cartons, or not throw them, but we pack them into a corrugated case. And then those go to our customers. And then they pop open those boxes and fill their product and go from there.
So things like I had mentioned NyQuil and Claritin and NASCAR. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Are these for regional distribution, or NyQuil is probably an international product? Are you talk about the distribution of your product?
Yeah, most of our stuff is really with manufacturers that are regional, and it's mostly Texas, but then also we go to the surrounding states. But then also we have some products that actually ship nationwide. So what we try to do is really service a medium to medium large manufacturer that's in our regional space. That helps us be very competitive as far as dealing with the freight and stuff like that that's involved with the total cost of the carton.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting the stuff we do. Everything from like you mentioned, as far as those trading cards is pretty wild. But also we do like the surgical masks, especially during COVID, and that was really big.
Oh, I bet.
We do boxes for those. Then we also do a lot of boxes for some pharmaceutical products, nutraceutical, we also say, which are more like for vitamins. Then also we do a fair amount that's for food. But then also we do sort of some spirits or general consumer packaging. It's a whole wide range of products.
So if I had a business and it was local here in Mansfield, and I wanted to create a say a custom-made box to hold promotional items, I would be able to come to ACC and say, "Can you help develop that?"
You bet. Now, the big thing is the limitations of when you're dealing with a brand new product. Like if somebody comes in and they are only wanting 1,000 cartons, you have to recognize the cost that's involved with actually setting up our processes. Because, like I mentioned, we have 4 processes that basically everything's going to have to go through. So to set up that process to produce only 1,000 cartons, I still have to set up the 4 machine centers compared to producing 1,000,000 cartons. So the cost per box for that first 1,000 boxes is pretty expensive, but the higher the quantity, the lower the total cost.
How many people does ACC employ?
We're about 80 people right now.
Okay. 24-hour operation?
Yeah, we are 24 hours, 4 days a week, and then we have an 8-hour shift on day shift on Friday. Anyway,
Okay.
So we're anxious to actually try to get ourselves to 24/5 as far as operate 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. The tough part is it's just been trying to find people. Anyway, it's been a big challenge anyway for the general labor in particular ever since COVID.
Does American Carton have any job openings right now?
Absolutely.
And so if someone was interested in working for American Carton, how can they get more information?
They can definitely look on our website, americancarton.com. Then we have a jobs or career section on there, which would give them an idea of what skilled positions we're currently looking for. But then also we're interested in general labor as well. But we tend to, for general labor, we utilize temporary agencies like PDQ in the area to actually get them. Once somebody's been here 90 days, we roll them right into full time.
In the minute or so that we have left, is there anything that you want to add about American Carton? Something you're maybe particularly proud about, something you want to brag about, or maybe a shout out?
Okay. Well, I think one of the big things I'd like to really point out how great our substrate is, as far as the fact that we are producing our cartons from paperboard. And so a lot of people end up having this misconception that it's actually, killing trees and that
Yeah.
sort of thing. But the reality is that basically our forests are not shrinking. Our forests have actually grown by approximately 18 million acres
Wow.
since 1990 to 2020. What that's really done is because of the fact that we have the paperboard industry and that whole industry to support it, not just a paperboard that we use, but also as far as the corrugated. Then what's awesome too is just how easy it is to recycle. Our products are recycled by far more than any other material out there. If you take into account everything, how much recycling is done for plastic, glass, steel, aluminum, if you combine those, they still don't even come close to what the amount of product that's actually recycled for paper. Like we have 68% of all paper products are recycled these days.
Wow.
And 91% of cardboard, as far as which are the big brown boxes and everything that you have coming from Amazon, that sort of thing. So what we're seeing is that actually helps the environment with the fact that whenever you have a tree that actually sequesters the carbon that is out there, that ends up then getting converted into paperboard and into other packaging. And then we actually take those same packages that have actually initially came from trees, and then we recycle it and we turn it into other boxes. So a box that actually started out as your frozen food box for your TV dinner or something like that, you end up taking that and it ends up being recycled. It ends up becoming back as basically a box that is being used for your cold cereals or for your macaroni and cheese boxes. So it's a full cycle of the process, and I'm pretty proud of that. Anyway, you won't see our products out there floating around in the ocean gyre out there where you see all the plastics and everything. So we're pretty proud of what we can do there and how we've actually been able to help the environment in general.
So there is life after vitamin boxes that they become mac and cheese boxes.
You got it.
Okay.
You got it. You got it.
Awesome. So the next time you, the consumer, the person who's listening or watching this video, the next time you go to the store and you buy a box of something, stop focusing about what's inside the box and take a look at the box itself. How do they design that? How do they make that? How do they die cut it? How do they print it? And that's where American Carton comes in, right here in Mansfield on South Wisteria Street. Trent Tucker is the general manager. And Trent, I appreciate your time. Again, the website is?
AmericanCarton.com.
AmericanCarton.com. And again, we appreciate you being on the About Mansfield Economic Spotlight.
Great. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate it.